Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host Justin P. and with the lovely MVP, billion-dollar co-host of mine, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 147 for the YouTube version, for the audio version, season two, episode 47. Today you got a special guest. He's a co-host on my other podcast. Keep that same energy, man. I've been doing that for 3 years now. My guy, Mr. Maurice Savage Jr. Check him out on Wednesdays with him and Jack Gangs. And I keep forgetting this young lady name.
Cutie.
Cutie. Yeah, she's amazing too. So check them out on Wednesdays. They go live, Facebook Live, YouTube, all that stuff like that. It's a pretty good open forum. They talk about relationships, family, just life in general. They talk about everything. So they be talking. Get them out to support them. Always share the video of it because Tiny be trying to sleep. So I just share it, talking sport. But yeah, go check them out. And right in the description is myself, Shannon, and David's social media platforms. Like I said, I have everything. Shannon has Facebook, Twitter, IG. David, Facebook and IG. He'll be back joining us once the holiday season is over. And right under that is the audio versions, for those who can't tune in live. So without further ado, before we get started, I'm gonna let Maurice say a little something to y'all. Then I'm gonna go ahead and hand the floor to Shannon. Go ahead, Maurice.
Oh man, as always, man, it's a pleasure doing things with Big Bro. As everybody already know me, man, I got into this whole podcast thing because of him. I mean, he was a big influence and why my podcast is going in the right direction it is. That's why I will always give thanks and be humble to this guy right here. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know anything about podcasts. So I gotta give credit where it's due for us with the KTSC Sports Talk. Give shout out to my team, Q and Jack, and shout out to those amigos who sponsor us. And of course, I mean, I finally get to do this thing with Shannon, so I'm ready to jump in.
He been asking for this for a long time. Make it
Yes, I
happen.
have.
So I'm Shannon. The floor is yours.
Well, welcome, Maurice. I'm glad you came on to do a show with us. Before we get into the topics, I do want to say praise up to Justice Hill. We all saw what happened to him in the game on Saturday. I haven't heard any more news. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not playing Wednesday. I just can't see he will be cleared that fast. But our thoughts and prayers are definitely with him, and hopefully he'll be back. If not the regular season and the playoffs, because he's a big help to us offensively.
Yeah.
But the first thing we talk about, Maurice, I don't know if you know, we do the good, bad, and ugly. So you can give me your good of the game, your bad of the game, and your ugly of the game. So what was your good, bad, and ugly for week 16?
All right. To be real, if I could speak on the good and the bad and the ugly, I'm just speaking real. I think the Ravens played flawless to me on both sides of the ball. I mean, you can't get mad at the score, 34-17. Lamar Jackson did what he always do. JP will tell you this. I always say Lamar Jackson is the best player in the league for doing what he does with the least amount of talent that all these other great quarterbacks have. So, I mean, I want to kind of nitpick that we could have played a little bit better on like pass coverage and here and there, but that's only nitpicking. This is one of the best games that the Ravens played all season on both sides of the ball. I mean, to me, if I was to say the bad, and you kind of just brought it up, I would just say the Justice Hill hit. Other than that, the Ravens was playing lights out. And man, shout out to Marlon Humphreys, Alabama, for what he lead the AFC in interceptions or something like that, or at least our division. He lead in interceptions. So I mean, I pretty much got to give credit where it was due. Everything happened. The running game, we saw Derrick Henry catch some passes out of the backfield. We seen the running game. We seen Lamar pass it to everybody like how he always does. And I love it. Anytime I see Rashad Bateman get in the end zone, and I want to check the stats on that. I believe every time Rashad Bateman scores a touchdown, the Ravens is undefeated. But I just like how he goes nuts when he gets his chance. I got to check it because normally when Rashad Bateman score, the Ravens be blowing people out. I could be wrong, but normally when he scored, they be blowing people out.
Yeah.
That might be true.
Justin, what's your good, bad, and ugly for week 16?
As y'all know, I was there. Somebody offered me a ticket last minute, so I'm glad I took it. The good, the offensive line, we've been on them heavy. Back to back good showings, only 3 penalties as a whole as a team. That's another good. But yeah, what I say, Shannon, Friday, we were gonna have to set the tone and out physical them in the trenches, and we did that. And it don't start without the big uglies up front. Like I said, we get on them all the time when they make penalties, when they miss blocks, but Derrick Henry can't block for himself. As amazing as he is, he can't break 11 tackles every single play. So the offensive line, shout out to them and the new O line coach. I got his name. Them guys dominated the game. Um, Lamar, man, like I said, 3 touchdowns. yards wise, it was a so game. But sometimes it be like that. But 3 touchdowns, the interception. You know, it was miscommunication between him and Bateman. You know, he did have a card and say open, whatever, blah blah blah. And our defense was amazing. You know, like I said, the whole anybody 17 points. You know, I didn't get 2 turnovers. So yeah, the bad, just a few blown coverages. You know, we can't have that in the playoffs, especially when their top receiver's not out. Um, the fumbles, but even though we recovered them, that still could be a problem because we might not be as lucky next time. And the ugly, not wasn't much ugly. Only ugly I can say is probably just the interception of all 3, but that's fixable. That's miscommunication. And situational play call, I'm nitpicking a little bit because 3rd and 1 and all that, you gotta be able to run the football and convert. So that's about it.
I kind of agree with both of you guys. I had my notes kind of written down the same way as Maurice. Like I thought everything was good. I said I think the team as a whole was good, from the players to the coaches. The execution couldn't have been any better towards the ends, particularly when it got close and it was tied in the third quarter. That could have been a different game. I felt like at a point in the third quarter to the fourth quarter, it was just perfection on both sides of the ball. I thought play calling was okay. I didn't think that was a bad. Wasn't too much of was going on to make me think like question what they were doing. And also only having 2 penalties. We've been the most penalized team this season, and that was as clean as game we probably had all year. When it came to the bad and the ugly, I was kind of like Maurice saying, whatever I say, I'm going to be nitpicking. But the only thing I did put down for bad was like you said, Justin, the fumbling. And it's a good thing that it wasn't game changing. But we get into the end of the year. The playoffs are coming. Like we can't fumble the ball because we're going to be playing against better teams, and you might not get as lucky to be able to recover those things. And I didn't have an ugly. Like I said, I wasn't going to reach. I felt like overall this was a good game. Really wasn't too much bad, but they played a really good game against a really good team that they've struggled against in recent years. So kudos to the coaches and the players.
Oh, well said, Shannon.
All right. So when we do the position grades, we just say, what grade you give each coach, coordinator, and player or group. So when we say quarterback, we're just talking about Lamar, but then we'll talk about position groups when I say every other group.
Okay.
So as usual, we start with the coaches. So what grade did you give the coaches? And you can group them together, or you can split them up and say
Um.
what you give them.
For Mike Tomlin, hey, Jay, you ready to clown me for this one? I always call this nigga Carl Pickens, but I mean, I can't subtract.
Hold, Mark, hold on.
I know his real name, but I'm gonna clown
No,
him
no, no,
myself.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Shannon,
go ahead.
not Shannon forgot this one little part, and it's nothing on you, Shannon. It's just I know how Maurice is. We talk more the Ravens coaches, not the Steelers coaches. Ravens coaches.
Oh, I thought she said both coaches. My bad. I apologize.
No,
That's what.
I meant coaches and coordinators, like
Oh,
all of them.
coaches and coordinators. All
Yeah,
right,
but
so
Ours,
Shannon,
ours.
all
yeah,
right, all right, I got you. Not a problem.
Shannon, you agree? Have us here at 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh yeah, because I get in depth. So let me make sure I say it right. To me, I think it was called the right way. I mean, like I said, the only bad that I probably would nitpick on and give a low. I don't even want to blame the coaches for that. What's number 35 name? The new guy for the Ravens, the guy who's the kick returner.
That's McCain.
Yeah, I can't even put that on the coaches. You dropping the ball, that's pretty much on you. So I mean, other than that, I would probably have to give them like a C. Special teams, even though we haven't been that explosive on special teams since Jacoby Jones. I want to give that like a C. When it comes to defense, you already know me, Jack. I said Jack. You already know me, Jay. I have never one time questioned Zach or on anything he's done. You can't question him for missed sacks. That's not on him. You can't question him for missed tackles, and you already know the Ravens damn near lead the league in drop interceptions. That has nothing to do with him. That means you was in the right position. You was dropping the passes. So, as far as on defense, holding that defense only 17 points under 20. Anytime you hold a defense under 20 points in my book, I'm giving you an A plus. And then when it comes to the offense wise, you definitely got to give it an A. I mean, all phase of the ball. I mean, you had almost 200 yards rushing. You had Lamar Jackson. If I think if they don't score off that interception, Lamar Jackson probably have like 250 yards passing as well to go with it. So I mean, you get that interception was to me was kind of corny. I think all year, I think Lamar Jackson, all his interceptions have been off of like basically not his fault. It hasn't been like he's been throwing bad passes. So I mean, overall, I'm going to just get the offense an A. I'm going to get a defense an A as well. You hold a team under 20 points, and then when it comes to special teams, I'm being nitpicking. I'm only going to give you a C because Desmond King dropped the ball. That's about it.
And Justin, what do you think? What grade did you give the coaches?
Overall A, because monken A or A. Special teams coordinator a B, because it would have been higher, but he fumbled, but he did get a couple good returns. So overall, and Harbaugh didn't do nothing crazy. So overall A.
I gave them I gave them an A as well. I feel like whatever reasons everybody wanted John Harbaugh and Zach Orr fired at the beginning of the year or throughout the season, don't look forward to that this offseason. Because with everything that we went through this season, for them to still be in this position today, y'all want to blame the coaches for everything, you got to give them props when you see them turn around, and they've definitely done that. When you look at the defense, even through the bad part, you can still point to the Cowboys game, the dominance against the Bills, the Commanders, the Bucks, the Bengals. Like, they were there. It was things that we could see, but after they made those changes after that Bengals game, we saw really what this defense can be. And they've been one of the best. Well, from what we saw, even the graphic they showed on TV, they're number one in a lot of categories since week 11. So again, attribute that to Zach or give him his credit. As much as we was clowning on him, we got to give him his credit today. I like Monken's tough approach to practice. I mentioned this to you on Friday, Justin. I don't know if you saw it, Maurice, but when they were over there kind of doing like a ball security drill and they weren't doing it the way that he wanted them to do it, he ran over there and he got kind of aggressive with whoever. I don't remember which wide receiver it was. And I can tell from that, like I told you, they look different this game. Like I said before, they act like they were. It
was Tyler Wallace.
They look like they be acting like they're scared of the Steelers half the time, and I didn't see that on I'm talking about offensively. I didn't see that on Saturday. They just had a little bit more aggression. So I give them an A. Overall, I think it was an A from all the coaches. And Maurice, what grade did you give Lamar?
Lamar, again, I'm giving Lamar A every time. I mean, this not to get Ravens fans upset. I'm a Ravens fan as well, but I feel like even with Zay Flowers being a number one wide receiver, Lamar Jackson still has not had a top 10 wide receiver, a top 15 wide receiver, and he still's putting up crazy ass numbers. We're talking about Lamar Jackson got 34 touchdowns and only 3 picks. That's insane right there. That's Aaron Rodgers type shit. So to me, when it comes to Lamar Jackson playing like how he playing with the limited help that he got, I'm going A+ every single time. A+. Even with the interception, I'm going A+.
And Justin, what grade did you give Lamar?
I'll give him an A+. Like I said, the interception, if you want to hold it against him, fine. But like I said, 20 of 25 or something like that.
Yeah, some crazy shit, yeah.
200+ yards. Like Bobby said, if we ain't milked the clock, we would have more 3 touchdowns. So yeah, and had a few rushing downs. So yeah, A+.
So I gave him a B. I feel like when you look at it in total, like he had a great game. There's nothing you can really complain about. But I remember how the game started. And I always say with Lamar, the caliber of quarterback Lamar is, I'm sorry if my expectations are high. Like I don't expect to come into a game and see certain things that I see from him. And I don't care if other quarterbacks do. Like somebody might point to how Josh Allen played yesterday and say, well, he only had 23 yards at a certain point. I don't care. If I think Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Josh Allen, I'm not pointing to Josh Allen for what I want my quarterback to do. So I didn't like the way we started the game off. But I feel like sometime in the first quarter, they got it together. And after that point, it was not, it was good. Because I remember sitting around my family saying we were complaining about what was going on offensively. So I can't act like that didn't happen. But overall, I'm giving him grace on the interception because I don't believe that was his fault. Fumbling. I mentioned that and as a bad, he fumbled, he recovered it. But we can't have that. We don't want that from our quarterback. So it was a great game overall, but I just expect more at that point. So I'm giving him a B.
To his defense, that was more so Ronnie Stanley's fault because he can't see a person coming backside. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking that too. I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking that too.
You can blame whoever you want to blame.
No,
and it could have been bad.
He came out the middle, Lamar some, and he lost. That's cool. All If he coming from his backside and he can't, nobody has eyes in the back of their head. That's more so on Ronnie Stanley. Could he probably tucked and held on to it? Yeah, sure, but
Yeah, I think he was in the middle of
The
passing the ball
reality,
too.
yeah,
yeah, he came backside, but
well, give them y'all A's and y'all A pluses.
yeah,
I just want a
you
little bit.
can't realize
I said no, but
it's
I said in the
a tough
preview on
deal at
Friday,
the
but no, but on the preview on Friday, I said ball security. That's not ball security. When you fumbling the ball, you can blame Ronnie Stanley if you want. If Lamar can put himself in a position to hold that ball a little bit tighter, it might not be fumbled. Now we recovered it, so it is. But that's why I said earlier I wasn't going to nitpick. But when
Mm-hmm.
we're giving out individual grades, I'm telling you what I thought watching the game. I could say overall, Lamar was rated as an A. But then I'm not being real and saying what bothered me while I was literally watching that game. Yes, overall watching the game, I was like, yeah, we
say that.
good. We blowing the Steelers out. But when it was starting, no, because I was sitting with my family, was literally mad about what the hell was going on. And some of that attributed to the offense. And he leads our offense. So I can't not acknowledge that while we're giving out grades. But it doesn't mean he had a bad game. It's just it was a B to me. Because
I
I just
respect that.
expect a little bit more in certain situations.
Yeah, but we all knew that was going to be a tough. We ended up pulling away, but we all knew that was going to be a tough game beginning. So I wasn't expecting to run up and down the field on that.
I don't expect it all the time because we see them come out and be dominant on first drives. So
Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying, well, it's the Steelers. So we gotta no, like I told you last week, it's time to stop letting them bully you. And
Yeah.
overall they did that. So I'm not mad about it, but I can't act like that stuff didn't happen because it did. That's all I'm saying. But running backs, what grade did you give the running backs, Maurice?
Oh man, shout out to Alabama. I gotta give Derrick Henry A plus too. I mean, 130. I think the only thing he didn't do, he would get an A plus plus if he would score for me. Other than that, he did what he's supposed to do. I mean, he gave us the big runs that we wanted to. He gave us the truck stick like how we wanted to. This wasn't the normal Steelers defense that just one hit, the running back goes down, they stuff in the hole, the running back. Nah, he was trucking guys, running guys over. To me, I mean, he had a couple good plays, but to me, my favorite play of the whole game, as far as Derrick Henry, is when he caught that pass out the backfield and was shaking guys and showing people his moves and shit like that. So when it comes to Derrick Henry, I'm going to give him an A plus, and he would get an extra plus if he would have scored 130. You can't beat that.
And Justin, what grade did you give the running backs?
A plus. That's simple. 160 something yards. Justice Hill was doing his thing before he got hurt. So yeah, A plus. Ain't too much.
Yeah, I gave him an A plus as well. And that was the amount of yards that he rushed for is the most any Ravens running back has rushed against the Steelers. So that was dope. Yep, I saw that this week. That was dope. So A plus for me as well. And Maurice, what grade did you give the offensive line?
Offensive line. I mean, we all just discussed it. 160. I mean, come on, 160. Your quarterback damn near clean the whole game. I ain't see Lamar Jackson get sacked like that. And then, of course, I mean, you got a wide receiver that goes up 100 yards. So to me, in my book, anytime a wide receiver goes 100, your quarterback stays clean, and then your running back goes over 100, you getting an A plus plus from me.
And Justin, what grade did you give the offensive line?
Give me A. I would have got an A plus, but somebody gave up a backside pressure to let them. I love Ronnie Stanley, but you gonna come at Lamar, I gotta come at Ronnie Stanley too. So because if he block his man, we're not even talking about that. But overall A, they did a fantastic job.
And I gave him an A plus as well. I feel like they held TJ Watt in check. You can talk about him being injured or whatever, but when you out there, I don't care about none of that.
Let the man beat him around the corner, but we cool.
What you say?
I said A plus, and Ronnie Stanley got beat like a drum. Almost caused a
Well,
turnover.
because I actually feel like what Maurice said. I don't have to repeat what he said, but I feel like overall that was a clean day. Like they kept Lamar clean. You got a running back that went for over 100 yards. You had a wide receiver. I don't mean if you want to nitpick, then nitpick. But we're giving them an A plus, and you go ahead and give them an A. They still passing, right?
Yeah. You was tough on 8 though, but gave
I told you why though. I have expectations with certain things at this time of the year. I just don't want it to be happening.
I feel
if you okay with Lamar fumbling and then recovering, I don't. If you you just want to say about blame, well, we can blame Ronnie Stanley. Whoever you want to blame, it's okay with me. it's not going to change Lamar's grade because, like I said, the game started how it started. If you think I'm only talking about the fumble, that's not what I'm only talking. Because to be honest with you, tell y'all a quick funny story. Me and my father was on my way to my brother's house to watch the game, so we both got there a little bit late. The Ravens had already had their first possession, so when we come in, both of us got there at separate times. We come in, and the Steelers got the ball. So I heard them saying the Ravens get the ball and who get the ball in second half. So I asked my brother, I said, well, what happened on the Ravens first possession? He was like, Lamar fumbled. So I was like, oh my, like that was my reaction, right? He told me that when my father came in and asked him the same question, he had the same exact reaction that I had. We're just tired of certain things happening. And I understand that Lamar is beloved and everybody loves Lamar. But if you see certain things happening and it's not like it's the first time it happened, I reserve the right to be able to say, okay, now, like, hold on to the ball. I can give you an A every week, like Maurice said, but then am I really judging you on how you played that game? No. So it's not, like I said, it's not, he ain't fail, a B ain't failing. I told you why. And I ain't knocking you for blaming Ronnie Stanley either. but I'm just saying it's okay to hold Lamar accountable. If he do something.
I did that with the interception. I said he probably could have what the Pat Ricardo say. I hold him accountable. Yeah.
And I don't even think that was his
that was
fault.
Something that he actually had more control.
But I don't even think that was his fault in the sense that if Bateman did what he was supposed to do, would have been an interception. So I said that when I was talking, like I'm giving him grace on the interception because I don't think that was his fault. But you didn't hear that part though. But
no, I heard. I feel you into understand, but he could have definitely made a bit different read and through the Zay. Whereas if somebody coming behind, you can't see him, that's a bit different. But we can agree, disagree.
All right. So Maurice, when we grade the wide receivers and tight ends, we do it as a collective. So give me your grades for the wide receivers and the tight ends from the game on Saturday.
Oh man, this one now I ain't gonna lie, this one kind of tricking me because he already know how I feel about the Ravens wide receivers. So with that being said, I'm looking at the stats. I'm only going to give the Ravens a A because your tight ends are your main weapons. Both of them got in the end zone, and then you had your number one wide receiver go over 100 yards receiving. So I'm going to give you an A just based off of that. And of course, as I said earlier, I want to look this stat up. I believe every time Rashad Bateman scores a touchdown, the Ravens either win or they win by blowout numbers. So I want to give it an A, but I'm really tough on the Ravens. I'm used to this. I'm a Donovan McNabb fan, Tom Brady type guy, Peyton Manning. I'm used to quarterbacks throwing the ball to 5 to 6 different guys. When you watch the Ravens, you look at the stats. Only 2 wide receivers caught passes. The rest of us running back and tight ends.
You're not lying, Mom. I just looked it up. Every time Rashad Bateman scores a touchdown, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-0. You're right.
So see what I'm saying? So there's a good formula working over there as far as that wise. I mean, I would guess that would go more to coaching and strategy because every time he scores that. But overall, I'm going to have to give them a B because I want to see more from Rashad Bateman. I don't want to see one catch for 14 yards, even though it was a touchdown. Unless it's the game-winning touchdown, that's what I want to see. I want to see more from don't we got Nelson Aguilar? I want to see more from
he was out.
Oh, he was out. Well, I mean, even still, I want to see something from Tyler Wallace besides kick return and punt return. That's just me. But overall, I gotta give him a B because I just want to see more from the wide receiver core. That's about it.
And Justin, what grade did you give the wide receivers and tight ends?
Gotta give him an A because they won 400 yards. They won 400. Mark Andrews scored. Bateman scored. Like I said, the yards were there, but he scored. Likely scored. So yeah, for that being said, they gotta get an A. They contributed with 21 of the 34 points. So.
I gave him an A as well. For the same reasons. They went over 100 yards. You had and that was his first time going over 100 yards in like 6 weeks. So that was good. He got back involved in the offense. And like you said, Andrews, Likely, and Bateman all scored a touchdown. When a team is like that and is that balanced, I like it. But I agree with you, Maurice, in the sense of I do like it when more people get involved. You know, when there's more options. But in Ravens' defense, Nelson Aguilar was now we don't do this every game, but Aguilar was hurt, so he obviously wasn't going to be there. He had the situation happen with Deontay. We had to elevate somebody from the practice squad. From what I heard, the only healthy wide receivers we had going into that game was Zay, Tylen Wallace, and Deontay's, and that's because Bateman was in a walking boot all during the week. So it's kind of hard. Like I said, I'm glad we got what we got out of them. And like I told Justin, I did think that Likely and Mark Andrews are going to be start to be used more like red zone targets because every time we get in that area, they score. So if you can get those two and Bateman involved in your red zone, 9 times out of 10 we're going to win a game because, like you said, that stat you just said, every time Bateman scores, we win. And then when Mark Andrews been scoring for the past 4 or 5 weeks, every game he had a touchdown.
Sure.
So he then came to the party, and we know what Likely can do. I would like to see Likely use more, even in wide receiver type of sets. Sometimes, if you're not going to put him on the field with Mark Andrews and do like more type 2 tight end sets, at least let him run some routes like a wide receiver more often because I think that he could add a lot to the offense in that regard.
Yeah, sure. He is an oversized receiver. You want to be honest?
Yeah, I definitely consider his.
Yeah, because you see how they moved. What's the one name that went to the Raiders? But he was wide receiver and we moved him to tight end.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so,
Basically reminds me of Antonio Gates as far as his size.
like, cause he's big. He's definitely he's big enough to do it. But I think they should look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move over to the defense. Maurice, what grade did you give the defensive line?
The defensive line. Hold on, because I'm a Najee Harris fan. Shout out to Alabama. Well, damn. When I look at it right here, I gotta give him overall. I want to give him like a B. I want to give him a B overall. Pretty much. If it wasn't for certain mistakes by Russell Wilson, we talking about a different ball game now. With the score was what 17 and 34. So if he doesn't make that fumble and protects himself, we don't know what happens if he scores. He doesn't throw that interception. We don't. They was on their way down the field to go and score, and then Marlon Humphreys jumped the route and get the interception. So the reason why I'm giving it a B is because I mean the Steelers had overall 100 yards rushing. They had 48 from Warner, 42 from Najee Harris, and 27 from Russell Wilson. So I'm gonna give him a B, but they pretty much kept him intact. They didn't let Russell Wilson do them plays that he was used to do in Seattle, where he used to run all the time in the backfield and find somebody open and did all that. And I'm gonna wait to say my answer, but that pretty much goes to the secondary because it wasn't no extra plays and shit like that. But I mean, overall, I got to give credit where it was due. I want to give him a B. I felt like they could have put more bit pressure on him, but I mean, we already know the Ravens really don't have that dynamic pass rusher as we used to back in the day with the Terrell Suggs days and shit like that. I mean, I like what's the dude named Vanden Bosch? Am I saying it right?
Van Noy.
Play for the Titans, Cal Van Noy, man.
Yeah, Cal Van Noy. I think he just got 10 sacks. So
terrible with names. So
yeah, I'm terrible with these names. Especially these foreign names. But I got to give credit. I think he just got 10 sacks. And even with him, I really don't find him as a threat like a Terrell Suggs or Elvis Dermerville. I just feel like he just doing his job part of the scheme. But overall, to answer your question, I'm going to give him a B.
You compare Van Noy to a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's a little unfair, but
I mean, that's what his job was to do, was to come in and fill in Terrell Suggs' spot. I mean, that's what they've been looking for.
10.5 sacks. I can't ask no more out of him. But
Justin, what grade did you give the defensive line?
Interior, just interior.
Yeah, the front three. Yeah, what the front three?
B plus. Could have been a little bit more. Holding a team total to 100 yards is not bad from a total aspect because they got it from 3 different people, so it's not bad. But Russell Wilson did have time a little bit. He was able to move out of the pocket, but like Maurice said, but luckily Dodge made the play. Matty BK got some pressure. So like I said, they did gobble up Najee a little bit. But B plus.
I'm giving them an A. I mean, you take Russ's run out, their running backs combined for less than 100 yards. I mean, you can't ask for no more than that with trying to stop the run game. Early on, Russ was looking like Russ in Seattle, the way he was running around the field and different things that he was doing. But after a certain time, that kind of got bottled up a little bit. I mean, I felt like they were getting after him. And out of that group, out of the front group, you got about 1.5 sacks. I mean, that accounts for something. I mean, they was getting to him. So yeah, I give him an A.
That's why they got a B plus because Big Pierce got the sack. I guess so. I had to give my man credit for that. Being a defensive lineman myself, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Maurice. And what grade do you give the linebackers? And that's outside linebackers and middle linebackers.
Overall, I anytime I don't see a tight end going off against the Ravens, I gotta give a shout out to the linebackers because they the main people who are sticking to tight ends. And fair move, he really didn't pretty much had any impact on the game at all. As you just mentioned, I mean, I was just talking about overall that the Steelers had 100 yards rushing, but as you said, I mean, both running backs had under 50 yards rushing. And kind of how I just said a few minutes ago, I mean, Russell Wilson didn't have a chance to do all that Seattle shit, running in the backfield forever before he can find somebody down the field. I mean, the Ravens did a great job, especially with them linebackers, not letting anything get behind them. I didn't see anybody breaking 5-yard passes, turning to the 23-yard passes, no wide receiver screens. It was pretty much if you caught the ball in front of these linebackers, they tackled you. I take this as the Ravens took that last game where they lost to the Steelers by just field goals. I think they took it seriously and said we're not going to let these little mistakes beat us because I definitely feel that the Ravens losing to the Steelers the first time, the Ravens lost that game more than the Steelers beat them. So overall, I'm going to give the Ravens defense, Ravens linebackers, I'm going to give them an A.
Justin, what grade did you give the linebackers?
A. Man, Roquan and them guys, they were flying, making tackles, man. The Van Noy and them guys got pressure. He got some pressure. You know, he should have had a sack, but he fell. But yeah, hey, Chris Boyd played pretty well. Malik Harrison did his best he can. I would like to see more Trenton. Don't give up on my man yet because he's in there. He makes some plays. But hey,
I gave him an A as well, and just not to repeat the same things that you guys said. I just want to say congratulations to Van Noy with it being his first season having double-digit sacks. I think last year for us he had what 6.5, something like that. So
yeah,
that was a great year. And you come back this year when we don't even have the same type of guys around you, and you do that. Definitely got to give him a shout out for that. So I give them an A as well. Now, when we rate the DBs, we do them collectively. We do safeties and cornerbacks together. So, Maurice, what grade do you give the DBs?
Oh, A by far, A plus by far. Nobody went over 100 yards receiving. Nobody had an outstanding game. I think, far as like, I mean, I'm trying, because I'm trying to look at. I don't want to be deep in all the stats, but I'm looking like far as like this is the game where the Ravens shut down wide receivers. This was the game. No wide receivers had a big impact. It was literally going to be on the arm of Russell Wilson, whether he can extend the play, whether he can get the running game going, whether he can run. I didn't see. I mean, what at best would the dude named Calvin Austin? At best, Calvin Austin was doing something. I already knew that wasn't going to last long. It was more on some, hey, you catching these plays because you're catching the Ravens defense slipping. Because if you was like that, you would be a number one guy, number one priority. And he wasn't. I mean, literally, he made that last big catch and didn't do anything for the rest of the game. And I think that was what late. It was even late third quarter, early fourth quarter. He made that one catch and had no more impact on the game. So overall, I got to give credit where it was due. I gotta give credit what's due. I mean, you already know how Jay how I feel about Kyle Hamilton. I think he's the best safety in the league. But overall, I'm giving them an A plus. Nobody went over 1,000 yards. You got the interception that you needed. You also ran an interception back, and you had these boys locked up. Not one time that I think like, all right, this wide receiver is going to be the one that fucks up the Ravens secondary. He did what he's supposed to do. You ain't have George, and you out of luck.
Mm-hmm. Justin, what grade did you give the DBs?
A plus because I'm nitpicking because Nate Wiggins got caught slacking in his technique. He forgot he's not the only person that runs sub 4.2. So he gave a big catch. But other than that, man, Marlon Humphrey pick 6 touchdown. Darius Washington was making plays, not just on that fumble. He was coming up tackling, knocking the ball down. Ryan Stevens actually played fairly decent, which I'm afraid was just shocking. But Tre'Davious White and guys covered the guy. Nobody really ran wide open. Like I said, most of Russ stuff was like quick to the tight ends, but nothing major. So yeah, I'm gonna give him an A.
I gave them an A plus for all the same reasons you guys said, and just to not repeat it, I just feel like they made huge plays and they were game changing plays. So I give them an A plus. And Maurice, what grade did you give special teams as a whole?
Special teams. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really gonna be bad on special teams. I hate when teams don't basically bring your history back. From the Ravens history, you was always good with Jermaine Lewis, Jacoby Jones. I just want, even with Darius Webb, if I can include him, I gotta give him a C because if it was going to be an A, Tylen Wallace would be back there all year. I mean, we seen this guy win us 2 games 2 years in a row, so I would have think that he would be the guy, but he not the guy. And then you already saw what happened with Desmond King. That would have made everybody pissed off if he wouldn't have recovered that fumble. That would have probably fucked the game up. You feel me? And then he looked as shaky when he was even catching passes back there, really not doing too much. So for me, I'm gonna stick with my original answer. I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay. And Justin, what grade did you give the special teams?
I'm gonna be generous because I'm so happy he didn't fucking miss a field goal or miss extra points. A, because Justin Tucker, yes, Desmond King fumbled and all that. I don't. Okay, cool, whatever. But Justin Tucker, A, man, because you made all your extra points and you made your field goals. So A, I'm probably being a little too generous, but I don't give a shit.
I gave him an A-, and the minus is for the horrible punt that Stout had. I mean, that could have been game changing.
Like 20 yards or some shit.
Yeah, that was bad. Desmond King, like you guys have mentioned, but Tylen Wallace, he had a heads up play. Put him at like the 1 yard line.
That was nice.
And Justin Tucker made all his kicks and his extra kicks and field goals. So the minus is just for those 2 things with Stout and Desmond King. But overall, I think it was a pretty good day. And something else I think we got to think about, because I forgot about him as well because he's been gone for so long. But what's the guy name that we signed from the Bills? Deontay Hardy?
Yeah, he out for the year. Torn Achilles. He out for the year.
So my point in mentioning him is that, because this was mentioned before, I think on a radio or something, I heard somebody making a point of saying that was who we brought in to be that special teams guy, and then losing him, it just impacted a lot of things over there as well. So it sucks that we did have to lose him for the year, but he was brought in to be what we thought we needed on special teams. Then we had to revert back to old guys like Tylen Wallace.
He was supposed to be that,
That's what I was gonna say. We had Duvernay gone, right? Duvernay was gone. You bring him in, then he's out. So now you got to put Tylen Wallace back there. You had Desmond King back there. You had they've been trying to find somebody.
I agree with you on that too, Jay. Put Keenan Mitchell back there.
Yeah, you get a crease. Bye.
Well, it's not like he haven't been back there. So what did y'all see him do when he played? That made y'all feel like he would.
We gotta give him a little grace, but that speed is still that speed.
No, I'm just asking. What did you see? I get that he's recovering, and that's why I don't want him out there. Like, recover and get yourself together, because you're not benefiting us just saying, hey, we putting you out there to see how your knee work. So that's why I was asking, what did he do on special teams that made y'all feel like he should be the guy to be returning punts?
For me, for my answer is, like I said, I feel like if you're going to play any sport, do all phases of it. I feel like if you're going to play basketball, you need to be all around player, not just a scorer, not a defender. Then we come to football, we all know you need special teams, defense, and offense. And like, I think the only thing that's lacking for the Ravens, if we could be real, is really special teams. I say all that shit about wide receiver and this, that, and the third, and we should do this and we should do that. But at the end of the day, as far as when it comes to the Ravens, the Achilles heel is the special teams. Just think about that year that we won the Super Bowl. Look how many games where I think Jacoby had like 7 games where he scored a kick return in almost every game. We haven't had that since.
You only going to talk about one Super Bowl with special teams. You forgot about who did it first.
No. What I'm saying is no. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Jermaine Lewis, then I get it's more recent, but Give J. Lou his credit if he was the first one.
Yeah, well, I kind of did already state that from the beginning. I said it's the Ravens have.
I get it. I get it. It was 20-some years ago, but we gotta give my man Jermaine Lewis his flowers.
This is what I'll say. Now, this is my personal opinion.
I love
as far as numbers wise, Jacoby Jones. I'm just saying, far as numbers wise, Jacoby Jones' numbers, special teams wise, is better than Jermaine Lewis. But I'm gonna give Jermaine Lewis his flowers, not taking away. But my point of what I'm saying is, I think that's the only thing missing from the Ravens is a good return guy. Because just think about that. Just think about this shit. If Jacoby Jones was on the team with Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson only got to go 40 yards to score, 30 yards to score. God damn, that would be unfair. They would drug test the team. But I ain't gonna be too long with it. I was just saying.
And I guess my question is, when Keaton Mitchell was doing it, what plays did he make that make y'all be like he should be the guy? Like he's been back there. He's been back there since he's been active, but he ain't done nothing to make us say yes.
I would just say he's better than what the Ravens have. That's my only rebuttal. He's better than what the Ravens have as far as having the ball in his hand.
Continue, Shannon, so we won't be all night on this. Speed kills. I'm gonna just say that.
He has. So has he not? Okay, so what? Let's not act like the man hasn't been active and been on special teams. So we've been able to see him this season, And obviously, I'm asking because maybe I missed it. What did he do when he was already back there returning punts them? Or y'all just saying let him do it and let so he can get his legs back? Because I'm just trying to
No.
understand.
My answer is this, and I'll be done with. I just feel like he's a better playmaker than anybody put back there at special teams. That's just my answer. He a better playmaker.
So he made plays when he was back there already. Is what you're saying?
No. He's a better to me. He like prime example. If you look at
the ability to him make him to possibly make a play on the kick.
and I was going to say, if you look at the highlights of Tyler Wallace and Keenan Mitchell, who highlights the better? Keenan Mitchell. That's what I was going to say.
Go ahead, Shannon. I ain't trying to be on here on that. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right. So a couple of topics we get into. Do you think winning this way against the Steelers will be a confidence booster moving forward for the Ravens, Maurice?
To me, I really and you know, JP, we talked about this on our show. I really don't think the Ravens' problem was the Steelers. Right now, the only problems that the Ravens have, it's either going to be the Bills or the Chiefs. This game right here was just a game, that Lamar Jackson needed to have under his belt. I don't think Lamar Jackson ever beat the Steelers, so this was just something to have under his belt. I think the main thing that's on Lamar's mind is the Kansas City Chiefs, and once we beat them. And once we beat the Bills and them in a fashionable type way, then I don't think we'd be prepared. But I think this overall was just a typical game that the Ravens was going to win. It wasn't you're not going to beat on the superhero Lamar Jackson forever. So I mean, yes, it's a good game to propel you, but I mean, it really wasn't nothing to stop. The Steelers don't have a dynamic running game. You didn't have your number one wide receiver out there who can do damage. You pretty much kept in check the MVP type quarterback. So I'm gonna give credit where it's due. But overall, I think once you beat the Chiefs or somebody like that, that will be the win that say, we're going to the Super Bowl. But I mean, it's a good win overall.
And Justin, what do you think? Good win? Confidence booster?
Confidence booster, no. Because, even though Pittsburgh had a number, whatever, the games always came under something stupid. So we knew if we play a clean football game, we would win. But that's it. I'm gonna just say no. I mean, it does help because we're in a winning streak, but it's not the damn. We're gonna go on a run. Like I said, that'd be more so knocking out the Chiefs. But it's like I said, it'll keep the good vibes going. I'll say that.
Well, I think it can be a confident booster. I saw some people saying that they wish that Hobbs had never said, "You're not a Raven until you beat the Steelers," because they felt like it put some sort of mental block on the players and things like that. But for me, I feel like I don't have a problem with Harbaugh saying that because Harbaugh has had some battles with the Steelers. He knows what it means to be a Raven Steeler. He knows all of that. So him saying that to these guys is more or less for the new guys, like guys that haven't experienced something like that. They don't know what it is to go in the battles that we've seen them have. So I didn't have a problem with that. It's kind of like when you think about college, like right now, Ohio State fans are mad at Ryan Day because of what? Not beating Michigan, right? So you know that it's not a good feeling to keep playing against the Steelers and not beat them. Now we can say, because I always say put things in context. We can say Lamar wasn't here these 2 years, and these 2 years we had already locked stuff up, so it didn't matter. That's true. That's very true. But it's also true that Lamar has had some of his worst games against the Steelers. So the confident booster thing I think is needed for somebody, especially Lamar, just so that you don't have to think like these guys have my numbers. Like how many times has he been asked? They got your number. They got your number. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that. So to go out and have a game like that and win in that fashion, I think it was needed. Now, do I think it's going to propel them in the playoffs? No, I'm talking about the Steelers. Like all everybody has ever talked about lately is y'all are what they say. The Steelers are 8-9 or whatever that record. That's all we heard for the past how many? So yes, now I don't got to hear y'all say that no more. Now we're gonna go in here and we know we can handle them because before they was getting their lunch money taken. On Saturday, they didn't play like that. So yeah, when somebody snatched the ball out your hand, don't shake it. We literally we were talking about Justice Hill getting a ball taken out of his hand. That's somebody took his lunch money that day. That could have been. I'm just saying, like we not gonna sit up and act like the Steelers ain't been bullying the goddamn Ravens. All them damn drops last year. We should have won the game. We should have won the game last year in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
for sure.
So I mean, I'm just saying, as a collective, offensively, I feel like that was good because, like when we played them a couple of weeks ago, my issue with the offense was they don't got that Raven in them yet. Because think about when you saw the Steelers offense against the Ravens defense, they was out there about to fight. They was out there about to thump because they knew what it meant to have the emotion and energy. That was the best game Marlon had to that point. Marlon was on one that game. He was ready to fight that game. They was all out there. And when the Ravens offense come out there, you don't see that with the Steelers defense. It ain't no, but you think about back in the day, we was getting it on both sides.
Right.
So I just feel like something like that is it can be a confident booster for them because now I ain't got to worry about nobody saying that they got your number, they got y'all figured out, y'all can't beat them. They beat them. So now that's not even a worry no more. We know what we can do against them. Not that it's going to make them propel in the playoffs or anything like that.
Right.
I get that
All right,
point.
so the next topic is with a lot of players having careers first this season, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen all the things that guys have accomplished with Lamar. We got Zay, Van Noy just had a career year. Bateman's having a career year. Like with everybody, Mark Andrews just scored his first touchdown against the Steelers. Is it safe to say that this is the most complete team that Lamar has in the Lamar area going into the playoffs? Maurice, what do you think?
I'm gonna say yeah because I don't remember Lamar Jackson having a great kick returner or a great special teams returner. I mean to be real, so I'm gonna have to say yeah because this is the best running back he had by far. Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver he had, but I mean, I wanted Hollywood Brown to do the same exact things Zay Flowers is doing, but he never could do it. With Rashard Bateman was supposed to be with Marquise Brown. He's that right now with Zay Flowers. This emergence of Isaiah Likely is insane. And I ain't gonna lie. I wish the Ravens, and you can help me out with this, JP. What's the third string tight end that the Ravens got? I wish they gave him the ball more.
Charlie
He
Clark.
injured. He
Oh, he
injured.
injured. Okay. But yeah, I
Injured.
wish they gave him the ball a little bit more. So I'm going to say right now, this is the most complete team. I mean, when Justice Hill come out, you already know he can either run the ball, catch it. You give it to Derrick Henry. You can't stop him. He 100 yards ready to happen. You got two tight ends who can give you 50 yards and 5 catches every game, plus a touchdown. And then you got Zay Flowers, who's giving me Derek Mason vibes, can seem to get open at the right times, long as Lamar Jackson throwing the ball right. Only thing missing is sometimes Lamar Jackson do be missing wide open wide receivers. But as far as to answer your question, yes, by far, I think this is the complete team that he ever had. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want to nitpick. That year when the Ravens got Marcus Peters, I thought we was going to the Super Bowl and going to win it. I was high on the Ravens that year, and I kind of think that was one of Lamar's best seasons. But I'm gonna stick with here. I think overall, yeah, this will be the best team overall.
No.
Justin, what do you think?
No. Best complete team was the team he had last year. Top ranked defense, top ranked offense. That's it. That's all. That's it. Yes, we didn't have Derrick Henry, but still, we was a top 5 offense, a top 5 defense. It don't get no more complete than that. That's it.
The only reason why I ain't say last year is because Mark Andrews got hurt. I would definitely say it last year too.
Still was a top 5 offense.
Yeah, no.
No,
I'm
we're
not
talking about this is just about going into the playoffs. So like we weren't we didn't have all our weapons going into the playoffs last year when you got somebody.
I'm going off statistics.
Okay.
Top 5 offense, top 5.
Oh yeah, but that's fine. So my question was about the playoffs. I said, is this the most complete team
I'm still
going into the playoffs? No, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can say no, right? So I'm saying yes because I feel like offensively, I don't think Lamar's had this many weapons around him, from wide receiver to tight end to his
It's the
running
same
back.
guys,
He's
just
never
minus Odell Beckham and Bateman being healthy. That's it.
I feel like having Derrick Henry back
That
there is
wasn't
better
Derrick
than.
Henry. And of course, Derrick Henry, but I'm so far as on the receiver core.
So I feel like, to me, okay, so like last year, everybody was like down on Bateman. I feel like this year, Bateman is a different person. So based on who he has available, I feel like that's the best core productivity wise. They've all been productive this season. You got a running back like Derrick Henry behind you. Our biggest concern coming into the season was the offensive line. They've improved throughout the season. They've been one of the top ones when you look at offensive lines. So he has a great team going into the offense. I mean, going into his offense is a great team. How many times have we said Lamar don't have XYZ? Well, this season we're saying they're the number 1 offense. So let's go back in with better, more productive wide receivers, a more productive running back, and let's see what you can do. Defensively, they've been one of the best defenses over the past couple of weeks. Sometimes
Couple of weeks is the key word.
Sometimes the teams that win in the playoffs are not always the teams who had the top defenses throughout the year. Sometimes you get good or you start playing well at the perfect time of the season. This is the you should be playing your best football right now. I don't care what we did in week 4. Right now, the Ravens have one of the best defenses in the league. My only concern is special teams. Not because of I think Lamar will be fine in the play. If he, like I always say, get the jitterbugs out of his stomach. I want Lamar to play like Lamar in the playoffs. If Lamar plays like Lamar in the playoffs, it'll be great for the Ravens. Defensively, we've turned it around. Special teams is where I'm concerned at because of Justin Tucker. He's been doing well since the bye week. I don't know what you're going to do in the playoffs. We've been talking about the return game this whole episode. So my answer is yes, but my only concern is special teams. All right, and so my last topic is now we're being tied for first place. Do you think the Ravens will win the division, the AFC North? Maurice?
Yeah. I don't see nothing getting in the Ravens' way right now. I mean, pretty much to what you was asking about getting over the hump. I think the only thing that was in the Ravens' way for the rest of the regular season was the Steelers. Now that you got that win out the way, I think the only thing you need to worry about is the Bills and the Chiefs. I mean, and I think we're gonna take care of business on the Texans. We'll talk about that later. But by far, I think they got this division, unless somehow, some way, we just start getting the injury bug. But easily, I'm going with the Ravens taking this division. They're probably not going to win. Probably not going to lose another game rest of the season.
Justin, what do you think? We win a division?
Yeah, Pittsburgh gonna lose the Chiefs, and then we'll win out. So yeah.
And I say yes as well, because I think that either they'll lose to the Chiefs or the Bengals. I think that we're going to beat the Texans and the Browns, and then we'll end up being 12-5, and they'll end up being 11-6 or 10-7. But if somehow they, win both of their games too, I don't know how that's going to work out because I heard them talking about the tiebreaker between the Rams and the Seahawks, and they said that both if they were to end up being tied coming at the end of the season, they would go to like point differential with the games they played, and I don't know who would have the tiebreaker at that point.
Point differential, we got that by land.
I was about to say because the Ravens just beat these guys by like 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers only won.
We average more points per game than them.
So
yeah. Like I don't know the number, so I wasn't sure, but hopefully it won't be that, and we'll just win out 2, and they can lose one of these next, and that'll be that. All right, but that's all my topics.
All right. So segment 2, great job, Shannon. By the way, besides picking on Lamar, but anyway. Yeah, look, Lamar gonna throw 5 touchdowns now because Shannon woke him up. Oh, they're okay.
Oh, good. Thank you. That best offense.
Like 9 to 2 games, right? He got like 9 touchdown passes in 2 games, right?
Something like that.
Good.
I was thinking 2 to 3 week 17. Ravens, Texans. We always start off with the coaching matchup, Maurice, if you're not unfamiliar. So we're gonna start with the head coaches first. So who has the edge on a short week? John Harbaugh or DeMeco Ryans?
Well, I'm going to give it to John Harbaugh because I still count CJ Stroud as somewhat as a rookie quarterback. You already know how the Ravens do against rookie quarterbacks and guys who just started in the league. We damn near stomp them and beat the dog shit out of them. And I believe that oh, wait a minute. And this I don't mean to bring it up, but didn't Tank Bell just get hurt? So I'm by far going to go with the Ravens by far, putting everything in a strategy type thing. What was the thing that Ravens get known for? Organized chaos. I think they're going to be putting that shit on CD Stroud. I don't believe in the running game down there in Texas. I don't believe that
Maurice. This is between the head coaches. We will get into
no, that's the point. What I'm playing. That's what I'm saying right there. Is that No,
Shannon, I do with him, so I'm doing this for a reason.
Hey, my bad. But my point of what I'm saying is, I'm just calling out the things that the Texans got, and I know that John Harbaugh is smart enough to neutralize all that. So I'm going to go with I'll give him an A+, and I'm going with Jim Harbaugh, the out coach DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, I'll go with yeah. I'm going with Jim Harbaugh. No, it's John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh.
Oh, I said Jim.
Yeah. Show him. I know my guys. So I do it for a reason. I ain't picking on. I love him to death. John Harbaugh, like I say, he's 2-0 against DeMeco Ryans since he's been the head coach. So yeah, that's it.
I'm giving it to John as well. I mean, he's been doing it for too many years. He probably knows, what to do with his team to get his guys prepared to play on such a short duration week. What is that? 3-4 days? They leave tomorrow, I think. So yeah, I'll give it to John Harbaugh.
Okay. Offensive coordinators Todd monken and Bobby Slowett. Who has the advantage, Maurice?
Oh, I'm gonna be sure on this one. I just basically talk about easily with the Ravens. I don't think that the defense has enough on the Texans side to stop all these weapons that we were just talking about with the Ravens. So I'm easily going with the Ravens offensive coordinator. And then I can't wait to see Derrick Henry run.
Who was the Ravens offensive coordinator, Maurice? You gotta say his name. Todd. Who was his name?
Todd Monken. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
You know, if you're not, hey, and Shannon, and he gonna clown me for this. I'm like a real jock. If you're not a good player or you're not good, I'm not gonna remember your name. You have to be good.
He's a coach. He's a coach. So
No. I give credit what it was due. I give credit was due, but I apologize. But yeah, I'm going with Todd by far. I think this game gonna be a blowout. To be real, I think it's gonna be the same score, 34-17. But I'll wait. But go ahead.
Damn, Maurice.
I apologize, bro. You know I get excited when sports fight.
You skip 5-6 topics. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm going monken. Number one offense. I don't see it being any different this week. Definitely going monken.
All right. Same. I mean, yeah, I already told you about talking about. It's just like we averaging 30-something points a game. The Texans offense has been struggling since they've ended some injuries. So yeah, talking about. All right. The defensive coordinators.
I'm gonna be
Zach Orr. Go ahead.
Zach Orr. Yeah, you already know. I'm gonna remember Zach Orr, number 54, middle linebacker for the Ravens. I gotta go with him. By far, I think he. I mean, it's falling right to his book. I mean, they don't have a running game that you really have to worry about. And then, as I said, Tank Bell is done for the rest of the season. So this falls right into his hand. I'm going with Zach Orr by a lot. I ain't give up on him yet.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm going Burt. They have the fifth rate defense. I know they have a lot of injuries right now, but he has more experience, and I like what Zach Orr has done. But I can't forget about what has transpired during the season. So you talk about having an edge. He is still a first year defensive coordinator. I don't know if he knows how to get them prepared on a short week, but I'm gonna go Burt.
I'm gonna go Zach Orr because in this particular matchup, yeah, overall Matt Burke is definitely a better defense coordinator because the spread's long, but Zach Orr had the better players right now. Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, yeah, Zach Orr. All right, now the position matchups. The quarterback, CJ Stroud, Lamar. Who has the edge, Maurice?
Shit, yo, this tough because I like both quarterbacks. I'm only gonna give the edge to Lamar Jackson because all of his weapons will be there at his expense, where he won't be there. So I'm by far Lamar Jackson. I'm going with him.
I'm going Lamar too. Lamar.
Lamar Jackson. There's nothing else to discuss. And I love CJ Stroud. All right, running backs. You got Joe Mixon for the Texans. Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, the kid Obenaway. You got Derrick Henry, Rasheen Ali, Keith Mitchell, because Justice Hill's out. Who has the edge in the running backs, Maurice?
Oh, Derrick Henry and them by far. I think they're going to punch the Texans in the mouth. We're talking about probably another 120 yards, and I think the Ravens defense is not going to let no Joe Mix from the Bengals do the damn thing on them. So by far, I'm going with the Ravens running backs.
What, Shannon?
Ravens. Anytime you have Derrick Henry, is going to make him better than a whole lot of cores. So Ravens.
I'm going with the Houston Psych. Going with the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, I was ready to say.
Baltimore Ravens. Gotcha. Baltimore Ravens. Nothing else to discuss. All right, receiver. Damn, they ain't wasting no time putting them on that depth chart. The Texans receivers. You got Nico Collins, the newly acquired Deontay Johnson, John Metchie III, Xavier Hutchinson, Robert Woods. Ravens, you got I don't can play with Tyler Wallace, Zay Flowers, Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Walker, Anthony Miller, and Steven Sims. And of course the tight ends likely Isaiah likely Andrews. And I forgot the Texas tight end Dalton Schultz and Brevin Jordan. Who has the receivers, tight ends to combine.
So with this one, are you doing like how we did in Shannon's joint, where we combining the tight ends with the wide receivers? Okay, well, by far, I'm going with the Ravens. Isaiah likely will be a number one tight end on somebody else's team. I'm going with Mark Andrews by far. You seen what he looked like since he came back. Rashad Bateman is going to be scary with them underneath routes or something deep. And then we already know what Zay Flowers going to do. And then again, I got to say it. I really haven't seen one game with CJ Stroud look like without having no weapons. And I think this probably going to be the first game where he don't have any weapons for real. I'm not convinced that Dalton Schultz or Nico Collins really like that. They really like Showtime plays to me. So by far, I'm going with the Ravens wide receivers and offense by far easily.
What is Shannon?
Ravens for depth. everything you just said. We have more depth in them, more healthy, available bodies. It's a better group.
If Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs was not hurt, it would be the Texans by
Yes, it
landslide.
would be different. You're right.
I'm going with the Ravens. Like I said, better tight ends. Zay right now is better than the receivers they got. But Nico's a dog. But yeah, it's definitely the Ravens. Offensive line got Laramie Tunsil, Titus Howard, Jared Patterson, Shaq Mason, Blake Fisher, Ravens, Ronnie Stanley, Patrick McCarry, Taylor Lindenbaum, Daniel Falehe, Roger Rosengarten. Who has the edge in the offensive line, Maurice?
I'm gonna go with the Texans offensive line. I'm not gonna lie. When I watch the Texans games, they pretty much lose the game off of with their defense lacking what CJ Stroud doesn't do. Not because their offensive line getting slaughtered. I don't even really think us. I think CJ Stroud is up there. If you go look at the numbers, he up there as one of the being the least sacked quarterbacks in the league. So I'm just going off of that, just off of that stat alone, that
I
he's
think
one
he
of the
ranked number 2.
what at
I
least
think he was
sacked.
like he was the most sacked last
Well,
year,
most
and
sacked.
last time
Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, why?
and
I
then
thought
this last season it was the most sacked. This season, last time I looked, he was second. The Bears quarterback was number 1.
All right, all right, all right. Because I thought I saw something these last couple of games where the boy ain't been getting touched. He just been basically fucking the games up himself for real. And I'm kind of shocked why they've been going downhill and I ain't been seeing him get sacked like that. But I mean, even still, I'm still going to go with the Texans defense. I think they'll protect a little bit more. And I think the Texas defensive line a little bit better than the Ravens, but I'll save that.
I'm going Ravens. I think the Ravens offensive line is better than the Texans.
I'm gonna go with Houston because they're not as penalized as us. Laramie Tunsil and Stanley. I would take Laramie Tunsil as a notch better than Stanley, just a notch. And Shaq and Titus Howard that way definitely way better than Patrick McCarry. So yeah, I'll give the slight edge to the Houston Texans. Slight edge. All right. Defensive line, the Texans are 4-3 team, so we'll stick with the interior front four. Ravens 3-4. Will Anderson Jr., who's questionable. Tim Settle Jr., who's questionable. Felice Fatukasi, he's questionable. Daniil Hunter, he's a beast. Ravens, you got Michael Pierce, Roger Washington, Justin Metabike, Travis Jones, Brett Irvin. Who has the edge in the interior defensive line, Maurice?
You are. I mean, not to sound cliche on this one, but I'm going with I said Mike. Will Anderson, the Houston Texans. You know, the Alabama boys. I mean, so you already saw since he came in the league, he been striking right away, and then the Texans defense have been following right along with him. I'm not gonna lie, that Texans D line is very very scary. So I'm going to stick with the Texans D line just for this.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Excuse me. I actually picked the Ravens. I notated that Will Anderson is having another great year. But my reason for picking the Ravens in this game is I feel like we have more depth and we're healthier. Like I saw what Justin just read about them who's questionable. That doesn't mean they're not going to play. But I just think that gives us a little bit of edge in that regard.
Gotta go Houston Texans because Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson, man. It's like them guys are beasts. We got them in a D tackle, but the end spot, like, whew, yeah, them two, man. I gotta go slight edge. I love Metabike and all, but right now, about them in a 4-3 team, they're gonna have less double teams, so that gives them. Not saying they're gonna do any damage, but it just gives them a better chance. And like I said, Will Anderson and they know how to both players. So look at the slight edge of the Texans. All right, linebacking core. You know, they have like I said, 4-3, so they have their starting three. We have our two insides and outside rushers. We got Devin White, Christian Harris, Henry Tutu, Toto, your Alabama guy. For us, we got Daffy Oway, Calvin Noy, Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, Lee Harris, split. And the other guys, the job on all them Tavis Robinson. Who has the edge in the linebacker core as a whole? Ravens, Texans.
Well, I will say this. I'm going to go with the Ravens on the linebacker tip because I mean, even when the Ravens be failing a little bit at linebackers, somehow they can always plug somebody in to do something good. Back in the days when we had Courtney Upshaw and guys like that, so I'm going with the Ravens because anybody can fill in and be a linebacker because I think that's the core of the Ravens defense, being a great linebacker. So as long as you can play a good linebacker, same thing in Penn State, you can get in there and get your job. Where the Texans, I don't believe they got the same confidence. That shit more is D lineman. So I'm going with Ravens by far.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I picked the Ravens as well. Like I said, I like the depth that we have. I like the rotation we have going on there. And they've been pretty productive this season. And that was another question mark coming into the year. So I'm going Ravens.
Ravens as well, because like I said, our outside back is they're getting there with top 5 and sacks. Roquan's balling, he struggled a little bit, but now he's back balling. And Boyd and Malik Harrison, they're doing anything, and Trenton too. You got Tavis Robinson, no job on them guys coming in getting rushes. If Aziz El Shahir wasn't suspended, it'd be a little closer, but I'm going with the Ravens. The secondary as a whole, the corners and safeties, you got Derek Stingley, Kalen Bullock, Eric Murray, Kamari Lassiter, Miles Bryant, Jeff Okuda. Who has the edge? And then you got the Ravens. You got Marlon Humphrey, Brian Stevens, Davis White, Desmond Kane, Darius Washington, Kyle Hamilton, T.J. Tampa. Who has the edge in the secondary?
Well, hands down, on paper, it should be the fucking Ravens after all them damn names you just said, hands down, easily. But I still got to go with the Ravens. I mean, I think when it's time for it, when it comes to the playoffs, which all of us is anxious waiting for, I think we're going to hear from Marcus Williams making some good plays. I think we're going to hear from Nate Wiggins and all these guys making better plays and all that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, you put me on a little bit more with Nate Wiggins and all that shit. But overall, I'm going with the Ravens secondary because they out there be doing their thing out there. I mean, as much as people want to be hard on that boy Brandon Stevens, I still like him. He a baller. He playing like a dog out there. Even though he get fucked up, he at least plays like a dog out there. That's one thing I can say, Justin, that we'll give credit on. Long as a nigga out there playing his ass off, we gonna give credit. It ain't like he getting fucked up where he looks shitty. He getting fucked up playing his best. You feel me? So I'm going with the Ravens defense secondary by far. Not even close.
You must love Brandon Stevens. I'm gonna just
no. I want to make sure I iterate what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
He's
leave
like
it.
one of those.
I'm Maurice. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right. I just want to make sure you know what I'm saying. Yeah, he like a shot blocker that always get dunked on.
Wait.
I'm going Ravens.
Ravens. Nate, Tre'Davious White, and Desmond Kane, and Marlon Humphrey, and Darius Washington and Kyle Hamilton all playing good job. It's just one other person that's out there just getting cardio. He wears number 21, but who cares? Texans. Derek Stingley's a beast. But they lost Jalen Petrie and a couple other guys, so we definitely got to go with the Ravens. All right, last one for the position group, special teams. Let's see what the Texans got on special teams. We have what's his name? Kami Fairbairn, Tommy Townsend, Robert Woods is the punt returner, kick returner, Damian Pierce, and the long snapper is John Weeks. For us, we have Desmond King, Colin Wallace, Nick Moore's the long snapper, Justin Tucker. Feel like he's fine getting himself together. Jordan Stout, who has the edge in the special team?
I'm going with the Ravens for the special teams. To me, Justin Tucker, even though he having this little shitty ass slump year, he's still a GOAT to me. We're not gonna let one season go to his head for all those fake Raven fans. I'm still giving it to Justin Tucker by far just because of him. And I mean, I trust that Raven Tyler Wallace would run something back before the Texans running back kick returner would. So Ravens by far.
Go ahead, Shannon.
For the first time in a few weeks, I'm going Ravens. I said I wasn't picking them over another team, and so they showed me something different. I feel like last week was their best effort they've shown, and then we played on Saturday. It was good. We talked about the issues, but overall they had a good day. So I'm going Ravens.
I'm more worried about Justin Tucker making the returns. It's kind of hard to return with the rules. So we get one, but not. But the field goals and extra points is the most important thing, and he has been delivering on them. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Like saying I ain't pick them in a while either. And Maurice, you can't call about fake fans just because they hold Justin Tucker.
No. This is what I mean when I say fake fans. This promise at my point right here. Y'all two are diehard fans, right? Yeah. When Justin Tucker was missing these kicks, how many times have even one of y'all said he should be fired? None of y'all, right?
I said it's an issue. So maybe
you said it. No. This is what I'm saying. This is how much credit I'm giving you as a fan. You said it was an issue. You never said he should be fired. Where I know real life Ravens fans, when he missed them kicks, fire him, get rid of him. I'm like, God damn. All these years he was doing this.
Yeah, I said he earned the right. I said he earned the right to stay there.
Shannon, he did have to earn the right. He's fixed. But my thing is, this is a "what have you done for me lately" type of world. That's unfortunately, but yeah.
Him making a people. You don't apply that to everybody.
Me and Shannon agreed to this in a certain extent. It don't happen.
He don't be applying stuff. You see how you say that? He don't apply that to everybody though, but that's okay.
I think I did. I applauded to Lamar. I know what you're going at with that one. I did.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Y'all go ahead with your next topic. Go ahead.
I tell Lamar throw a stupid interception. He did. It was dumb as shit. Okay, here we go. I will talk Mark attack the Texans defense, Maurice Wood.
You say how we go about attacking the Texans defense?
How should Todd Monken game plan and attack the Texans defense?
Oh, easily. Do what we've been doing. I don't think the Texans defense is built to stop the run. Their defense is more to stop the pass for real. And then not even all that. I mean, they got one good corner for real. And how long is the number 11 out suspended for? About 3 games, right?
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens is about to blow it out the way. As I said before, I didn't mean to jump the gun, but I gotta do it. I think this is gonna be a blowout game. I think the Ravens is about to shit all over them. For us, I think it's nothing they can do for sticking both of those tight ends. And I believe Zay Flowers gonna give Stingley the blue. So I'm going in a huge blowout type game, but I'll save my score for later.
Thank you. Go ahead, Shannon.
I think some of our best performances is when we're balanced. And like Maurice said, I think that we should go in there and look to establish the run. I mean, this time of the year, this is what we need to get going. Even though they play in a dome, they might have it open. I don't know what they're going to be doing down there, but I do think featuring a run and establishing it should be, rule number one. And then take advantage of what you can in the passing game. They're ranked 26 in the red zone. We're ranked number 1. So when you get down there, score. And if you get into a point where you scoring fast, then you still got to keep scoring because we know what CJ Stroud is capable of doing. Regardless of, I've seen some people saying some crazy things about him this past week, saying he's trash, overrated, all of that. I don't agree. So that's not a quarterback that you want to keep giving opportunities to. But when we get out there, if we can get a fast start, that's been an issue this year offensively. But get a fast start, score the ball. Let's leave no doubt, and if we can get have these guys get some rest in the fourth quarter, that's perfect. They didn't play 3 games in 10 days. Let's get in there and do what we gotta do.
I mean, fast start. I mean, like I said, I told you it's just the way how the game. Because against the Bills, they had a fast start, bro. Because like I said, it all depends. But to first of all, take care of Will Anderson and Hunter first and foremost. Don't let them dominate the game. So make sure those guys block. But definitely run the football. Like I said, 22 carries. Derrick Henry. And make sure you attack those backup corners. They got like 3 backup corners. Derek Stingley can't cover everybody. Jalen Petrie's out. So yeah. So definitely get that run game going. Make sure you block them 2 edge rushers and let Lamar fling the ball. Like I said, he might. I think he gonna put on the show through there again, like he's doing all year. All right, now I'm trying to flip it. How should Zach or how you think Zach Orr should defend this Texans offense led by CJ Stroud?
To me, I said it a couple segments ago, man. Organized chaos. I mean, you don't have a running game in Joe Mix. That he's not a guy that you fear. So every time he run the ball, cloud the box and shut it down, and then it's clear. They only got Nico Collins. They have no other wide receiver. So I would say Ravens, do not play down to the competition. Blow these guys out. Put the best corner on Nico Collins all day, all the way around. Follow this guy around. I'm not convincing Schultz at tight end, and I'm not convincing the running game. So, as always, man, keep sending them organized blitzes, sending them different coverages. Man, just put all the pressure on CJ Stroud the whole entire game because he don't have a hot route, he don't have a security blanket, and he don't have a running game. So I would say I'm not trying to be one of those guys who blitz, but if you can put as much pressure on him as you can and get yourself in a lot of 3rd and longs. That's all I say.
I like that. Go ahead, Shannon.
I think Joe Mixon's going to come in a game feeling like, I'm familiar with these guys. I haven't been with the Bengals all those years, but I also feel like the Ravens are going to come into the game like we're familiar with you. And they'll have an even better chance to be able to, do what they do best, stop the run. This is not a situation where it needs to be like some certain teams we play, like when you play against the Eagles, you try to contain the run, try to limit it because you have a respect for the running back over there. It's not to say I don't respect Joe Mixon because he has had games, he's had days against us where, he's been impactful. I just don't see that being this thing. I just feel like since the bye week and with everybody knowing what's at stake, you're going to see a different type of energy from the team. And like you said, Maurice, they don't have as many weapons in the wide receiver position right now. So lock up Nico Collins. Don't forget about Dalton. Run DBs. Don't let nothing get behind you. Middle linebackers trying to keep everything in front of you. DBs keep everything in front of you. Linebackers don't let nothing get behind you. I hate to see them chasing wide receivers. But first things first, stop the run, and I think everything else after that will just come.
Yeah, I agree with you, both of y'all. But I'm gonna just say this: you definitely got to start the run because you have to earn the right to rush the pass ahead. You have to earn the right to rush the pass. Because if a team can run the football, no matter who they got running back, they're going to run the football. Now they're play calling easy now, play action pass, all that stuff becomes susceptible. So definitely take away the run and make sure Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz is accounting for it every given time. And definitely don't be scared to send, like you said, organized blitzes and hide and don't be afraid to mix up your coverages. And leave Brandon Stevens on the bus and we're good.
I hope he get an interception this week, bro. That's the only thing that's gonna save.
That ain't gonna change. Motherfucker give up.
All Brandon Stevens need to do is turn his head around. He not as bad as he could be. Just turn his head around. It would be.
And Shannon, that's what I'm on. I'm on the same level as you. Like he be right there. He be right there.
He be right there, hip to hip, every week. It's just he don't never turn his head around.
Me is Mr. Cheeks. Lights, camera. Anyway, all right. With the Ravens playing the Texans twice last season, does this make the preparation for the short week game on a short week a little bit easier? Go ahead, Maurice.
Does it make it a little bit easier? I don't know because you already know them short week games you shouldn't underestimate. Because this could very well be a one that they surprise us with. However, do I think it's going to be easy? No, I think this is one of those games where it shouldn't be
easy. As I said, bottom always playing them last year twice, and it's basically the same team except for just adding Diggs. You know, the familiarity basically.
Like I said, this is gonna be a walk in the park. I mean, they don't have any of their legit weapons. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Tank Bell, I was very high on him. You know how I talk about him on the other show. And then I mean, come on, man. Stephon Diggs, when healthy, he's a damn near top 10 wide receiver. So to me, this, like I said, should be a cakewalk. This shouldn't be all that looking at all in the stats, looking at all the numbers and all that shit. Yo, just go there and bust these guys in the mouth. They don't right now. They're weak. Right now, this is the weakest the Texans probably going to be until next year. So right now, just beat them in the face, beat them up. I think this should be easy. This is just me. It should be easy. No preparation. This should be easy.
That's crazy. But anyway, go ahead, Shannon.
I think it does make it easier to prepare for them. When you play teams not in your division, sometimes it's hard because you don't know what to expect, and that's on both sides. Playing them week one of last year, and then also playing them in the playoffs last year, that's more tape than we would have on them anyway. Like Justin said, both teams are pretty much the same. You can still look at film this year, but I already have an idea of what I have done that worked against you, so I can do that, and then I can still add some more. We're not really going to be physically practicing these days because we only really got 3 or 4 days until we got to, so I think it definitely helps.
We play in 2 days.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking from when the game ended Saturday, Sunday, gotcha, Monday, Tuesday. I'm saying that they've been preparing since Sunday. So yeah, I think it helps.
Absolutely. I'm gonna just keep it rolling from there because, like I say, they're not in the same division, and like I said, it's the same team. Diggs is not playing, so basically the same type of personnel you're going against. If you was playing, you played against them so much in Buffalo, you know what to expect. So yes, it does makes it a whole lot easier to prepare. All right, this one, I'm just gonna slide in there because they just made a move today. Since the Texans claimed Deontay Johnson, do you think it will help them out with any intel for this game on a short week? Maurice.
What he'll be able to play this game?
Probably, maybe. It depends.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this.
Even if he don't play, just the fact that whatever. All
right. I like to do entertainment, so I'm answering for the first part. If he was to play this game, I think the Ravens going to destroy him. All that crybaby shit he was doing, all that the division that he was bringing the team, that toxic shit they bringing, the Ravens can't wait to go one-on-one with him. I believe them Raven DBs going to bust his ass all up if he does play. However, I think he would definitely be a great addition, minus this game, because if you go look at what he was doing for the Carolina Panthers, he was their best wide receiver. We was looking at all the attention of Alan Thielen being on the highlights and scoring the touchdowns. However, it was Dante Johnson doing the thing. And I thought when Dante Johnson was going to come here, he would help with the passing games, but somehow he couldn't fit into our play scheme at all. But far as going over there, I think he's going to be able to do his thing because he's going to a team that's a passing team. So I believe he'll be a good addition, but we're not going to be talking about here top 20 wide receiver.
I'm laughing because you did it again.
What is
his name? Dante Johnson?
Ain't his name, right?
Deontay Johnson, but anyway.
Here, bum. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
Told you, Shannon. You thought I was lying. You saw it first hand.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, Shannon, what did I
do?
Hey, Shannon, didn't I keep it 100? I said, if you're not good, I'm not gonna remember you.
He called George Pickens. Call Pickens. George Pickens. I'm gonna let it go.
Chill, that's my man. Chill.
I don't think he's going to be any more help to them than the guy that we just picked up that was a Texans wide receiver. Like they're literally coming in. This is today's Monday. We played Wednesday. I mean, what you going to tell them? What you going to do? I mean, yeah, whatever. You could tell them, but it's just in a sense of when he's coming. Like, really, what are you going to be able to do? You want to tell him some dark beats? What are you going to say? You didn't even want to play. Like, we don't even really got all the details of what happened when you were here. You didn't understand what the hell we had going on in that playbook. Maybe that's why you were slipping and sliding. So I don't know what help he's going to be to them as far as telling them something about us. But can he help them and be beneficial to them overall? Absolutely, because they had their down wide receivers. Like they need wide receivers. So the difference between us and them is we were already a number one offense with guys that were being productive. Like I asked somebody early, we was talking about this watching the game with my people because my cousin was saying, well, y'all should have gave him more opportunities. I'm like, tell me who he's going to take out. So I'm naming everybody that's been productive. Tell me who we want to take out to give him more. So
we probably could have took out Nelson Aguilar, but hey, that's no head.
Nelson Aguilar has been productive. Like I don't think it's fair.
He's been okay.
No, he's been productive. Like
nobody's perfect,
right? Nobody is perfect. You pull him up. I don't need his numbers to make my point because nobody is perfect. But he make play just like when Tylen Wallace got out there with limited opportunities. Is he not making plays? So I'm not going to take opportunities away from people that's been here from day one, putting in the groundwork and just saying we're going to put you in. Deontay is not D-Hop. Deontay is not Devontae Adams. I'm not going to sit up here and say, yes, I'm taking this away from you because you're here. When I put you in 5 times, you were slipping and sliding and dipping and diving and dropping passes. So now you telling, and these are big plays we needed from you. So if you're that guy, you make that play. I don't understand what all these plays, but you want to get rid of Justin Tucker. Are you crazy?
Like, I agree with you.
I'm not understanding. Like, these are guys that put in work. Why do you think the 49ers was mad at that dude that they wouldn't go in for them? You're not going to come up. You going to go in over Greenlaw? Absolutely effing not. So you don't want to play? Oh, well, then you got to go. Like, no. Deontay could have got in where he fed in, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to be a team player. So I wish him well with the Texans. But I don't know who you're going to take something away from when they've been productive. Number one offense. And we're going to say, hey, you're not going to play no more. So make them mad. Or just expect them to keep sitting there like, okay.
Yeah, because the only way...
To appease somebody that you told me, Justin, I didn't know this. You told me he did this in Pittsburgh. He did this on the Panthers. So now all of a sudden, we supposed to give him something because he won it? We don't know you guys. We don't know you.
As soon as you finish, I'm
done. I'm just saying you literally like Justin Tucker. Well, Justin Tucker has been here for a long time, and you want to talk about Deontay?
First of all, 2 different situations. Tuck's still here, and he right.
He's here, but you just said about Justin Tucker. We was just talking about it.
No, because I was just holding him accountable because Kev. See, people was like, okay, he can miss a bunch of field goals because he saved us in the past. But him making a field goal in 2013 not going to help us now if we lose in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
No, but you don't release them.
No, I'm not saying
bring somebody in to compete with them and all of that. You don't.
That's what I was saying. No, you don't, because if you release them, you're not going to find nobody right at this current moment that's going to be a better kicker than even in his struggles. You're not. But I'm just going from a statistical angle. Yes, Deontay Johnson definitely is a diva. I'm not going to back away from that. But from a number aspect, he's definitely better than Aguilar and Wallace put together. In Carolina, just hit me up, 30 catches, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what Bryce Young thought in football.
You're talking about somebody, and he was there from day one in Carolina, right? I'm talking about what he did here, what he in Baltimore. You're saying taking away from Tylen Wallace and taking away from Nelson Aguilar when they was going out there making plays.
I couldn't even finish.
He the vet. I don't need to hear the stats. The stats don't take nothing away from my point. My point is, in Baltimore, what did he do in Baltimore? For you to say, Nelson Aguilar, you've been here for 2 years. How long he been here? 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Tylen Wallace. So how you talk about somebody he got the right to be upset. He got the right to be upset who just walked in the door in October over them.
He
They
should have
haven't always
definitely.
had opportunity.
He should have. I'm gonna say
Justice,
that.
we just talked about Justice Hill. He been put on a back burner. How many times has he been here?
Fuck yeah.
And Deontay is not D-Hop. He is not Devon. He's not any of these other guys who, if they would have came to Baltimore, it would have been no questions asked who was not going to be getting some bump. And if he was that guy, I don't care what he did with the Panthers or the Steelers. Because if he was that guy, I don't think either one of them would have let him go. You weren't productive.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna finish. His numbers is better than both of theirs put together, overall now and overall. But he's nothing really much he can do for them on a short week because, like I said, it's Wednesday. And he wasn't here long. So yeah, no, he really can't provide them with nothing. To be honest with you. All right. Let's see. Oh shit, that's it. Oh, now over on the stat lines. All right, Maurice. So what we do is I'll give a stat line for how many yards or tackles, whatever. You just say over, under. If you feel like it's gonna be that number exactly, you just say push. If you feel like it's gonna be under, you just say under and say the number over. You get
Gotcha.
it. Self-explanatory. So we always start with Lamar Jackson total yards. I'm gonna go 300 total yards rushing and passing over under Maurice.
You say combined rushing and passing?
Yes.
I'm going 275, so I'm going under.
Under. Okay. Good, man.
I went under as well. 220 passing, 50 rushing, 270.
I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go 290, 240, 260 in the air, 30 in the ground. All right. Derrick Henry, 100 yards rushing, even, over, under. Maurice.
I'm going with like 110 on the dot. 110 on the dot.
So you're going over?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm going to say over and say 120.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go 115. Zay Flowers, 50 yards receiving, over, under, Maurice.
Over. I think he gonna get 60 or 70. I think this is gonna be a hard matchup going against Stintley. So I'm gonna give him about 60 yards, but they're gonna be some big plays. 60.
Okay. Go ahead, Shannon.
You said 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say over and say 70.
I'm gonna go over and go 80.
It's possible.
Shaw Bateman, 45 yards receiving, over, under, Maurice.
Because of the Texans' secondary problems, I'm gonna go. He can get like 75 yards. I'm gonna go over.
Okay. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm gonna go 40 over.
So under. I said 45. So you want?
Oh,
under.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I thought you said 35. Yeah, I was so under. I don't say under 40.
I'll give him 55, so over, a little over, because like you said, like you just said, they're missing some guys. All right, Mark Andrews by himself, 60 yards receiving, over, under, Maurice.
Oh, over easily. Over easily. Titans, Texans don't even have no linebackers that can cover. Over easily.
So how much?
100 yards receiving and a touchdown.
He ain't had no 100-yard game yet, so that might be nice.
You said 50, right?
60.
60. I'll say at 60. 60.
It's a push. I'm gonna go slightly over 65. Our last one offensively, Isaiah Likely, 25 yards receiving, over, under, Maurice.
I'm going with 6. I'm going with 60. I'm going with 60. I think they're gonna have 160 combined at tight ends. 160 yards combined between the tight ends. I'm going 60.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Shannon.
I think he'll get about 30. I mean, I just think that the recipe for success right now is Mark Andrews, Likely, and Bateman in the red zone. It's effective. They're effective when they get down there.
Yeah, true. Don't forget about Zay too, Lamar. My man need more touchdowns, but I'm gonna go slightly over with 35. Now on defense, we do sacks as a team total, all D-line, DBs, no matter what. So total team sacks defensively, 2 sacks, over, under, Maurice.
Ravens getting 4 sacks this game.
So over. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'll say over and say 3.
I'll go over and go 6. Yeah.
Damn. It's possible though.
He's
After
man.
y'all just said how good that offensive line is, y'all
No, it nah, because Tunsil gonna do his job, but it's like I just think they're gonna bring some pressure, like from DBs and stuff like that. You know, if he brings more than what a person can block, there's more than what they can block. Feel me?
Facts, facts.
So it's like that's why. But I do think Owe and them niggas they're gonna have a good game, and it's gonna be more so DJ Stroud trying to hold the ball and trying to wait for his receivers to get open. So yeah, I'm gonna go. That's the reason why. Uh, okay. You said 4 sacks, Shannon?
I
No, I
said
say
3. Okay, so I want double yours. All right. Okay, total team interceptions. We'll go 1. Because Stroud don't throw a whole lot of picks over under my reach.
oh, I'm going 2. I'm going 2. It's possible. It's possible. I'm going 2.
Going over.
I'm going to as well. Because the way I expect the game to be going, they're going to be in a position where they're going to be passing the ball a lot, and it'll give our DBs or defense in general opportunities to get the ball.
I'm gonna go over and go 3. I think Nate get his first one, Marlon get one, and I think my man Kyle Hamilton get one. So, total tackles combined between Malik Harrison and Roquan Smith. We're gonna go 14 over under Maurice.
I think they're gonna be passing the ball a lot and keeping it away from. I'm gonna say you say what 10,
14.
14?
That's both of them combined. Yeah.
Both of them combined. I can see 14. I can see Roquan getting 10 and the other dude getting 4. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
I'll go slightly under and say 13.
Who get what?
Maybe like Roquan. Roquan get 10 and Malik get 2.
Dang, come on, 40. You got after that 12 tackle game, they still don't got no faith in you. I'm going over. I'm going 16. I'm going 10 for Roquan, 6 for Malik Harris. My guy showed everybody he can thump when called upon. He's not a great cover guy, but he can thump. All right, that's it. All right. Now to our 3 keys to victory, Maurice. So three keys to victory, not 33 keys to victory. All right.
I like it. I like it. I
Yeah,
apologize. I tell
yeah,
story time. 3 keys to victory is easy. The first one is the one that we talk about from lower league is your pressure on the quarterback. The more you put pressure on CJ Stroud, the less he got an opportunity to destroy our defense. That's number 1. Number 2, what they always teach is ball control. You feel me? Keep that time of possession, keep that shit going, keep the ball out of CJ Stroud hand. And the more and more we run Derrick Henry, the more and more we're gonna score and the yards go up in this, that, and third. And then last but not least, the most important shit. When the Ravens don't turn the ball over, they damn near undefeated. That's all I gotta say.
damn, they stole mine. Go ahead.
Stay true to what you do. That's the difference between winning and losing this time of the year. Create turnovers and protect the ball.
Me, give us a flower the balls, give us a flower. Say nah.
Yo, crazy. Yo, crazy.
It's like y'all know mine's will stay the same. On offense, protect the football first and foremost. Meaning no fumbles, interceptions. Or if you do, make sure you make as least as possible. Like we only had one turnover that we didn't have that didn't get recovered, which was that pick Lamar through. Create turnovers on defense. We created 2 of them last week. One of them went for a touchdown. And score more touchdowns than field goals. We had 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals last week. So yeah, like I said, it's always the same. Now, the finale, our score prediction. Who wins the game? Go ahead, Maurice.
I'm going with the same score as the Steelers from last week. I'm going 34-17, but the Ravens going to win by 2 touchdowns, but 34-17.
I like it. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was debating between 31 and 17 or 31 and 20. Because I do think it's a situation where they can get a touchdown or maybe 2 and maybe some field goals. But I also kind of just feel like it's going to be a not close. Like I don't think it's going to be as close. And if they do score, it might be like some games like against the Bucks, like they score late and it look closer than what it was, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just going to finish with 31-20 Ravens.
Okay. I think it's going. I'm going Maurice. We're gonna put the mash on these bitches. We're gonna beat these motherfuckers bad. So we're going Ravens 40, Texas 17. Lamar will throw 5 touchdowns. Java Jackson 5. We're gonna really beat the shit out of them. They right now they just too depleted. Stroud will probably throw 2 touchdowns, one at the end. He's a great quarterback. I really think Lamar is trying to really show people like this MVP, even though he's not saying it publicly, but he's still in the back of his mind want to show people like, yeah, I'm still that guy right now. And like I said, man, I just think we're gonna put it on. We're just gonna pour it on. So yeah, 49 to 17. They like Justin great. And come Christmas night, they're going, damn, he Nostradamus.
Hey, yo.
Well,
So
when the score got to 31-17, I thought about you. I said they called it.
I called it, didn't me and the other Justin called. Justin Lewis. Yep. So no, we're gonna start with the closing remarks, Maurice. So you can go ahead and go first.
Hey man, as always, man, it's a pleasure to do this shit with your big bro. Finally, happy to meet Shannon and all that. Great sports talk. I'm not gonna lie. One of the highly educated women when it comes to sports talk. I love it. I love when women know how to talk sports and not just the surface. Who the cutest nigga, the hottest team? You know your shit. Like how she correct me on that stat with the CJ Stroud. I love it. I love it. I was intrigued by that. Impressed. But other than that, man, it's a pleasure doing this shit right here with Big Bro. Can't wait to do it again with him. And as always, man, if you're looking for me, you can find me on Facebook. I'm Maurice Savage Jr. If you can't find me on there, you can find me on Instagram, _AM_ the Pharaoh. And as always, man, every Wednesday night, you can catch me with the good guy, Big Jack and Cutie on duty. They be talking to podcasts every Wednesday night, 8 p.m.
And to piggyback what you just said, Maurice, a lot of people ask like, dang, you chose a woman to do this podcast with. I said, watch it. I said, go watch the show and get back to me. Everybody watch the show. Damn, she the shit. I said, all right, you answered your own question.
Appreciate that.
Big facts.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I just want to say Merry Christmas to those who celebrate and Happy Holidays to others. Enjoy the time with your family. It'll be football on, basketball on. It should be a good time.
Yeah. Thank you, Maurice. Like I said, my guy. We're going to do our show tomorrow. Pretty sure Shannon might tune in if she ain't doing anything. We're going to be a little bit more goofier on that. It's just what me and my
I'll be watching y'all.
Hey, thank you.
Because we're going to start talking more other stuff too. Once the off season comes, we're going to dive into music and other little shit that we always dive into. But thank you for coming on, brother. Appreciate you. Not love you to the moon and back. Check out the NBA games. The Thunder right now losing to the Wizards, which I'm not too happy about.
Wow, the Wizards? Wow.
No. Hopefully Shea pulls something. We already lost to the Bucks in the NBA Cup. Even though I didn't count, but still, I don't like.
I didn't even want to say nothing to you about that.
No,
I didn't.
I'm not. I blasted Sam Preston in the inbox already, so I got.
Oh.
So I told him. I said, yeah. But NBA games, college football is back on this weekend, the playoffs and stuff like that. That's getting real heated. And then Wednesday night we got football. We got Ravens, Steelers, Chiefs, Texans. So yeah.
And Beyonce.
Oh yeah, Beyonce. It's funny. I didn't know I was talking to our TST messenger. I don't know if you saw it. I was asking everybody who they want to see perform at a Super Bowl, and I was naming everybody artists. I said Shannon, Beyonce for sure. I tagged you, and I saw it. So yeah. Y'all don't know about to say. Make sure y'all trade. If I know the stands for, it's right there. Talking Ravens all day, every day. From your host Justin P, my MVP $1 million co-host Miss Shannon, and my special guest, my right hand man, my co-host on my other show, Mr. Maurice Savage Jr. Love y'all, and like I said, me and Maurice should be back on here tomorrow. 7 o'clock do our show, but me and Shannon be back next Monday since it's a holiday week. Then starting January, we'll be back on our regular Tuesday and Thursday. Love y'all. We out.
Good night, guys.
Night, Shannon.
What's up, everybody?